Welcome to the Empower Women Show with Jane Trimble, the show that elevates and promotes women in the community by sharing their story and showcasing their business. Today with me in the studio is Kimberly Evans of Joy Consulting and Experiences. Hi, Kimberly.
Hello.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. So lovely to be here.
Yes. Why don't we start with sharing a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Yeah, so I am the owner, like you said, of Joy Consulting and Experiences. I have been in the event planning industry for 22 years here in Saskatoon, and have done a variety of different types of event planning throughout my career, but mainly specialize in corporate event planning as well as corporate event consulting for businesses and nonprofits.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you able to share maybe not the names of who you work with, but the industries?
Yeah, it is all over the map on who I work with. Mining companies, I work with financial advisors, I work with realtors. There are a lot of women-owned businesses specifically, which is such a big passion of mine, so I love that for sure. But yeah, it's more so on the type of project often that it is. So whether it be a conference or a workshop or a retreat, that would generally be the type of work: galas, fundraisers, events, that kind of thing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's one of the most interesting events that you've put on?
Well, I recently did a throwback event for a client as a fundraising gala, and we did a high school prom.
Oh,
and it was real fun.
I love it.
Yeah, so it was actually in a high school gym, and it was the whole thing. And we don't do that here in Canada, really, the whole thing. So it felt very like American TV show prom. Yeah, it was really fun.
I'm getting images of like Grease.
Yes, exactly. All the movies we watched in like the 90s.
Yeah, that we wish we could do that.
That's right. Yeah, it was a throwback for me as well, but it was a really great event for a great cause.
I love it. And then you run your own events as well. Do you want to tap into that a little bit?
Yeah, so one of the signature events that I've been hosting for the past 3 years now is the Shine Summit, which is a women's business one-day summit. It gathers entrepreneurs from all around Saskatoon and area. It's expanding more each year across the province, and we dive deep on the day. We're laughing, we're crying, we're sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly of what goes on in business. And we have experts that come in to keynote and to be on panels, and we're just connecting with each other. And it has been amazing, the ripple effects of things when people either pass me on the street or they'll send me a DM and be like, hey, guess what just happened because of the Shine Summit? And it just blows me away to think of, not only do I see what's happening on the day of the event, but then to know that there's all of these like little seeds that have been planted from the 100 women in the room. So many things have come of it. New people working together, new businesses created, partnerships. It brings me so much joy. So yeah, that will be coming up again in 2026.
I love it.
Yeah.
Your summit is called Shine, and then your company is called Joy Consulting.
Yes.
Those are two lovely words, Shine and Joy. Are these values of your company?
Yeah, they are for sure. Joy is my middle name.
Oh.
So that is where that comes from. I get called Joy all of the time, which I take as a compliment to the branding maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where that comes from. And it's just been a word that has just always been very instrumental in my personal life. And I feel like my personal and professional values need to always be very aligned with each other. And so that is what I try to take into every project and experience that I create.
Yeah, you do. When you walk into a room, you do bring that energy. I have to say, we just met in person. Obviously, we've emailed, but you have that energy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
you're
appreciate
a very
that.
uplifting person. And then, so this ripple effect is really fun. Can you share maybe who was at the summit, say a keynote speaker or an inspiring entrepreneur, what they shared or what they did and how that impacted somebody? Is there a story like that you could share?
Oh, there's like so many I could share.
Yeah.
I mean, a few for sure. We had Carla Unger was one of our speakers this year. She is an expert in the EFT tapping realm. And so we did a lot of sort of mindset in how your emotions and how, things you might have gone through in the past affect your business.
Wow.
And kind of tying those pieces together, which is just often not something that is necessarily connecting the dots in our business. We think we have to push to get to certain levels, but really sometimes there's a lot of things we need to strip away in order to get that clarity. We had the amazing team of Undercover Creators. They were there as a sponsor of the event. They handled all of the marketing and social media, and they did a really cool activation during the event where we used the Barbie speech, the infamous Barbie speech from the movie that they had recreated for entrepreneurs, and put a little twist on it specifically to business owners, and women read it, little snippets of it, and there was just a lot of tears and a lot of joy and a lot of laughing and just a lot of like aha moments, you know, of women just realizing that they're just not alone.
Love it. Undercover Creators are official sponsors of the Empower Women show, by the way, and I wanted to give them a plug.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so why is it important for you to support and put these events on for women entrepreneurs? What is it about that excites you?
You know, having been an entrepreneur for 22 years, I was really young when I started, and I was always the youngest person in the room. And there have been so many women before me that have just taken me under their wing and you know, made me feel like anything's possible, and that it didn't matter what my background was or how old I was or that I was a woman or like all of these things, and that anything was possible. And I'm raising 2 women myself. And so with my daughters, that's just been a constant theme in my life. I just want women to feel, I know what it feels like to not feel like you have the support of people around you, and to feel like you're by yourself in certain things that are happening. And I've just tried really hard to create not only a circle for myself of women that are just my people and who you just know that you don't have to expel any energy in being with them because you can just be when you're together. And that is what I wanted to create with this Shine Summit. I wanted women to be able to come in and just be and not have to be anything that they weren't, and show up, talk about the things that are really hard, talk about our failures, and not see them as failures. Just be, and just let ourselves like let our hair down and really just kind of dive into the things that are often just really not talked about in depth. You get scratch the surface on certain things like that, but to be in a room and in person, which continues to just still be so incredible after the years that we've come through where that wasn't possible for a period of time. It's been game changing, and it's been really cool to see women who are maybe walking into the room, you know, not sure where they're maybe going in business, to leaving feeling the sense of energy and excitement, and like meeting strategic people that really can be pivotal in their journey as well.
I love it. What do you think is the biggest sort of roadblock, or why is it that sometimes women struggle in the entrepreneurship role? What do you think would be one of the biggest blocks?
Hands down, I think the biggest block is the weight of what we are all expected to carry outside of our businesses. We all have beyond full-time jobs before we start our full-time business.
Right.
So to me, the time management is such a huge piece a lot of the time, where a lot of us need a reality check on what we think should be possible on any given day. And we have this idea that we should, and we're never actually pausing long enough to recognize that we're actually setting ourselves up to not succeed every single day, because what we are thinking should be possible is so far-fetched. And then we feel like we've failed, when really we're most of the time doing beyond what a lot of people might be doing in any given day, but sort of always just setting that bar, thinking we need to, and I think as entrepreneurs, we're always in that strive, higher, harder kind of mode. But that to me is for sure the thing, just that mental load that women carry that is just very often invisible, and sometimes even to ourselves.
Totally. For you personally, what are the things that you've prioritized, and what are some of the things that you've let go of to make your time more manageable?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few big lightning bolt moments in my life where I have been forced, whether I wanted to or not, to reality check my own time and what was possible. The health of my daughter was a huge pivotal piece in my life 13 years ago, and everything came to a crashing halt in my life. And I was forced to look into places that I was trying to not look into. And so that was so impactful to me that I do that regularly now, without there needing to be something catastrophic happening, where I just evaluate, who am I spending time with? Where am I spending my time? What types of clients do I have in my business? Who would I like to do more things with? What maybe needs to be eliminated? What are things that are draining my energy? And just being really mindful of like what my body is telling me when I'm in certain situations, and realizing that it is always telling me the truth. Yeah, that has been huge. It always was. And I think we think sometimes that, oh, if I'd only, how did I not see that? Oh, I can't trust myself. You always can. I realized for myself that I was just not always listening. I was like pushing down certain nagging things that I should have been listening to, until it gets to a place where you are forced to pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it wild that it's our health and our body that sometimes is the thing that has to tell us to stop and listen?
I know. It's interesting. I was having a conversation with a friend who is very open about some of the mental health challenges that she has. And we were talking in a sense of how that has been her greatest protector, and how for myself, because I don't consider myself somebody to have specific mental health challenges that I'm dealing with in a day, that it's my physical body that usually is like talking to me more so than that, and how she has that as sort of her like protector.
Yeah.
And how someone like me almost needs that as a protector sometimes, because you just think you can always go
Yeah.
until your physical body is like,
yes,
time to stop.
How does your physical body tell you this for you personally? Is it just a feeling of tiredness or exhaustion?
That for sure. And there's just this like gnawing gut feeling that just doesn't go away.
Right.
Not just like a little bit like, oh, I should eat something. like, yeah, you know, and so you just pay attention more. And I'll notice things feel more irritating.
Yeah.
Stuff's starting to like bug, things that shouldn't, where you're like, irritating. Everything's irritating, you know? And then you're like, okay, whoa.
Yeah.
Perhaps we just need to turn this around and look this direction rather than thinking it's coming from anybody else.
Right. Yeah. Look within.
Within. Yeah.
I love it. If someone wanted to be involved in the Shine Summit, is it a yearly thing?
It is, yes.
Okay.
It is annual. It is coming up at the end of April again in 2026. So you can go to shinecollective.ca to get the details, or on my KimberlyJoyEvans.com website. But we're on Instagram. We're all over the place. So the details will slowly be starting to roll out about next year's coming up in fall.
Yeah, you're probably already planning, are you?
It was, yeah. The day, it's like there's really no downtime. You just turn around and kind of like repeat and do it again. But it's always great to kind of use the insight from a previous year to just, you know, we're constantly trying to figure out how to enhance and, you know, bring the little details in order to allow women to have a new experience there each year.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in today and sharing some of your own personal story and journey towards success.
Thank you.
And I wish you more of it.
I appreciate it.
Until next time, queens belong on thrones. Let's put them there. Effective social media marketing is so much more than posting pretty pictures on Instagram and Facebook. Undercover Creators are a female-owned social media marketing company in Saskatoon. Find them at undercover-creators.com.